gon' get down? We are. This that Strawhat Sitdown. We are. Who the crew with the fleet? We are. Who gon' piece that one piece? We are. Who gon' get down? We are. This that Strawhat Sitdown. We are. Who the crew with the fleet? We are. Who gon' piece that one piece? We are. Strawhat Sitdown crew in the building. We promoting to these other podcasts. We gon' put these people in their feelings when they hear this and they know that they can't top this. We spit facts and we poppin'. Every time an episode is dropping, we see D3 in the corner. Mister, that's a real G with the green screen in the background. Got him looking like he in a real scene. We got Big Mod in the cut. Always ready with rebuttals, but he bring the knowledge when we in the huddle, so you know the crew is never gonna fumble. And it's YHuss, last but not least. If you ask me, then Cali, mad the captain, make him rally around me. Every Sunday, we gon' run deep, and we can't stop until we find out about that one piece. Who gon' get down? We are. This that Strawhat Sitdown. We are. Who the crew with the fleet? We are. Who gon' piece that one piece? We are. Who gon' get down? We are. This that Strawhat Sitdown. We are. Who the crew with the fleet? We are. Who gon' piece that one piece? We are.
What is going on, guys? It is your boy Cali Mac on the track. Never whack, bring it back. And we are back with Strawhat Sitdown, episode 24.
Ooh.
I am here with the Strawhat crew as of usual. I mean, we got that boy D3 in the building.
Good job, we out here.
And getting Mr. in the building. What's going on, man?
YOHOHO, what's good, everybody?
Yo-ho-ho. We got Strawhat in the building. What's up, man?
What's up? Kaido's still alive gang out here.
Oh, man. The copium is strong.
He coming in swinging, bro.
Sound like Mr. Morris right now,
The
bro.
copium is strong, man. And last but not least, of course, we got that man YHuss in the building. What's up,
What's
man?
good, y'all? What's good, y'all?
Yes. We're looking at the end, question mark, from Wano? Possibly, maybe?
Great,
I don't know
great
what the hell
question,
is going
great
on,
question.
but we did get a
Yeah.
banger ass chapter this week.
We did.
We're gonna go ahead and do the normal shebang. We're gonna do the review. Miss is gonna headline it this time, and then we're going to discuss as per usual. So Mr. Whenever you're good, man.
All right, let's go, guys. So, without further ado, let us begin with the summary of chapter 1051, The Shogun of Lano, Kozuki Momonosuke. The chapter begins with the crowd in the flower capital in full panic mode, fleeing in all directions, believing Kaido is among them, as their only day of freedom is coming to its end. And then they go back to their life of servitude. However, many notice, this isn't Kaido. How can that be? Are there really two dragons now? But something is happening in front of the castle, and Kumurasaki is alive, and Koshiro's there too. As shadows begin to appear from the smoke, one by one, the first one remarks, "You two sure have made names for yourselves. I wonder if the rest of us will still be recognizable to them." As he reveals himself to the crowd in his classic goofy pose, "Kinemon Dono!" The residents of Wano exclaim. "But how? He burned with Odin's castle 20 years ago. But he is here. Did we die and go to heaven?" They yell as they begin to question their own sanity. As the rest of the shadows begin to reveal themselves all together, as we see Kawamatsu, Inuarashi, Raizo, Kikunojo, Nekomamushi, and Shinobu, the crowd yelling, "There is no doubt that they are the Akazaya 9, and that they are alive!" As some of the citizens begin to scramble to find a light scroll snail to broadcast this news to the rest of the country, this monumental moment that's happening before them. "Toki-sama's prophecy came true," they shouted. As then we see the citizens of Wano from various locations such as Ringo, Hakomai, Kibi, Kure, Uran, and Ibisu Town watching the broadcast. The final location we see the snail transmit is actually back on top of Onigashima, as we reunite with all the Straw Hats and Yamato, meeting the rest of them for the first time. As Frankie yells, "What do you mean you're Kaido's son? Is the war not over?" Getting ready to throw some hands at anyone, but Yamato quickly interjects, "I am not your enemy," and then remarks how they have been following the exploits of the Straw Hats, and how they knew that they were weird, but up close and personal they were quite a shock, and rather funny, and then quickly announced that they will be sailing with the crew from now on, and that they go by Kozuki Oden, but to call them Yamato, and it was nice to meet them. We then see all the reactions of the Straw Hats to this news as Nami and Usopp exuberate. Huh? Frankie, you're joining our crew? Meanwhile, Brook and Sanji both approve, Robin laughing, saying how amusing this is, and kind of reminds her of herself a little bit, and Jinbei saying we will need confirmation from our captain first before he's convinced. Yamato responds, fair enough, and then questions Chopper, who is taking care of Luffy and Zoro. How are they doing? Yamato quickly notices that some of the Beast Pirates are trying to make a run for it, as they begin to yell at them, as Jinbei remarks, this doesn't seem like an enemy. Usopp then asks Otama, what will happen to all the gifters that join them because of her ability? She then states that her jutsu wears off in a month, and that some should go back to normal, and others stay tame. Nami notices the broadcast, and Kirimo and Kumurasaki are kneeling, and then begin to question, who is that person in the smoke still? And so, the Shadow begins his speech by stating that it has been 20 long years since my father has died. The crowd reacts, don't tell me! He continues, you have all done exceptionally well during these trying times, and that the freedom of the Fire Festival will not end tonight. Starting tomorrow, you will all be able to live as you wish. You may drink as much as you want. You won't be charged for clean water. The toxic factories that have destroyed our lands will be abolished, and slavery will cease to exist from this day forward. As we see various locations of Wano, and a panel of Otama saying, Momokun? As she has a flashback of the day she was told her parents died working at the factories. You see her at their graves telling them, rest easy, and that she will be okay. As we see her and Machio selling hand-woven hats to make some money for food, in which a lot of the days they didn't. But we see one person buy a hat, and that man was Tenguyama Hitetsu, as he states, you are an orphan, I take it. Please do not give in to despair. That in a few more years, the Kozuki clan's mighty warriors will make their return and defeat the demonic Oni who have poisoned their lands. Otama then answers, is that really true? I will keep going. I will be okay. As we go back to the present, Otama tears welling up lightly stating, Kozuki? As she clutches Nami by her chest and begins to cry her eyes out. Nami then asks Otama and then counsels her, knowing that these tears are that of joy for what is finally occurring. Oof. Otama begins to sob even harder as she goes back to that moment when she met Luffy as he ate her birthday rice and remembers the word he told her. Don't celebrate like this is special, Tama. By the time we leave this country, it will be a place where you can eat as much as you want, every single day. We pan back to the broadcast as the shadow figure continues his speech that Orochi's tyrannical regime and the menace of Kaido is finally gone. I have met powerful and passionate friends on my voyage, and together our ninja, pirate, mink, samurai alliance raided Onigashima. Kaido and Orochi and the Beast Pirates, the monsters that have kept you living in fear, have all been vanquished, he exclaims. The crowd, in shock, responded, what? Is he serious? Kaido was beaten? As many begin to realize and celebrate by yelling, yeah! Kid looking annoyed about the alliance and Law embarrassed. Carrot with her eyes welling up. He continues, we will never forget the heroes who have paved the way to make this possible. As we begin to see him trembling, calling for Kinemon to asking what to say next. Kinemon with a smile responds, as they say, fake it till you make it. When we begin to see the figure more clearly, he begins to think about the question that Luffy asked him earlier during the raid. What are you, Momo? Just a figurehead? Does anything in this world seem scary to you? The figure then takes a deep breath as he states, My name was given to me by my father. It means second to none. I swear to live up to that by restoring this country's barren lands to the paradise they once were. But I'll need you to lend me your strength. I have transcended the last 20 years to save this day, to save this land. From this moment on, Wano will be led by me, Kozuki Momonosuke. As we get the full reveal of the Asa Momonosuke, new Shogun of Lano, and the crowd and all the scabbards erupt with tears, jeers, and cheers and joy as Momo thinks to himself that he will keep the promise he has made to his mother, and that to his father he will continue along the path he started. When we see the Straw Hats looking proud and celebrating with the citizens of Wano as the true Shogun of Wano has returned, and that he publicly apologizes for the delay. Sakura Petals begin to dance as they symbolize the final resting place of the warriors that can finally rest their blades. As we see a man 8 years of age watching the petals dance in the night sky of the land of the samurai. He may lack physical strength, but he compensates with his devotion and compassion. This man right here, ladies and gentlemen, my fellow Straw Hat Sit-Down crew members, viewers and listeners, this boy that we met all the way in Punk Hazard close to 10 years ago as a small dragon in a garbage dump with Luffy has turned into a man before our very eyes. And this man right here will be known far and wide as one of Wano's greatest leaders, and we all have the pleasure to have witnessed one of the most important moments in One Piece history, the rise and birth of the greatest shogun, Kozuki Momonosuke. End chapter, no break next week. Let's go.
Oh, you better make me cry, bro. Chill.
Yeah, I was making myself cry. Yeah, I was drinking a bit, smoking a bit last night, and I was like, yeah, fuck it, I need a summary. I can't do this off the dope, and then I just went crazy.
Yo,
So
you killed it, man.
Yeah, extremely crazy.
Damn.
Banger chapter.
oh man, banger chapter.
Kozuki Momonosuke is our Shogun of Wano, ladies and gentlemen. Where do y'all want to start? Can we just show Momonosuke for a little bit?
Yeah, 100%.
Ooh.
I'm glad you ended up writing it, even though I didn't think it needed one, but I was wrong, because like you did the whole speech and I was like, damn, I'm glad you did it because I feel it right now. You know, like
Oh, bro. And I just finished reading the official translation. To be honest, I kind of felt the fan translation a bit more, but
yeah, I
you know,
didn't even read it.
not too many things have changed in that. But like that shit, like Oda got me coming to One Piece as if it was fucking church every fucking week, bro. Every fucking week, this guy writes the Bible of One Piece, and I'm just like there in tears, like, bro, like full on tears. Like this moment was absolutely beautiful. Like Momo, like. So I went back, like, while doing this, right? And I looked up the first time we saw Momo. Momo appeared in manga chapter 684, titled Don't Do It, Vegapunk, released on October 15th, 2012. And in the anime, episode 609, titled Luffy's Freezing to Death, The Terrifying Snow Woman, Monet, aired August 25th, 2013. Bro, close to 10 fucking years ago, this little boy showed up in front of us, and we, like, I know I was annoyed. I was like, oh, this guy's annoying. But bro, just seeing like his character development, everything like about it was just absolutely beautiful. Like, oh god, so good. I'm getting emotional.
You're spitting, bro. You're fucking spitting, man. That shit was ridiculous.
It is mad cool. It's definitely dope seeing the progress. His design is mad sick. He looks mad cool. He's standing tall. Got the sword on his arm. He's gonna start slicing and dicing.
Yes,
So
sir.
one thing that they did bring up at the end that I wanted to point out was that Oda specifically made the narrator point out that he lacks physical strength.
Yes.
So right now he is still the boy that he was at the beginning.
Yeah. Just
He's
in a man's
older
body.
Exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I've been seeing a lot of discourse on Momo's strength and how far he could possibly go by the end of the series, because a lot of people feel that because he lost all those years of training because it was forcefully matured, he won't be able to reach the potential he could have, and he won't be as strong as people think he could possibly be. I don't know if that makes sense.
I don't think that that's the case. I think I think if you pay attention to the series, I think that's like not to disrespect anyone that feels like that, but I think that's a little bit ridiculous to say. And the only reason why I say that is because we've seen plenty of strong characters in this series, and a lot of them they're not super young. They're not like Luffy's age or anything like that. A lot of them are actually like in their 40s, 50, like all the older admirals, Aokiji, Kizaru, and Akainu, they're in their 50s, and that's still considered like prime. So, and what? He's 28, like
26, I think,
Or-
right?
I think it's 28.
He was aged 20 years, and he was 8 years old.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So if he's physically 28, mentally he's still 8 years old. So what?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if we are being very charitable and give him like the Luffy, like say he only needs to be around the age of Luffy to fully get into the grasp of his power and stuff like that, that's still only a few more years. Like, that's not like an insane amount. By the time he's like crazy strong or whatever, he's still not even going to be peaking where the admirals currently are. So nah, I don't think his potential is ruined. And what, Shanks is like 40 now or 39 or something like that? Like, he's fine. He's fine.
I think
like,
I think another thing that kind of points that out is that like someone like Kobe was like legitimately a scrub, and then 2 years later he is
facts.
right,
Yeah.
exactly.
right.
Like,
so,
especially now since Momo has the opportunity to train with all the Akazai with no threats or no nothing. Like, he's got 9 people that lived under Odin that could teach him how to be a swordsman. Like, he's chilling. He's chilling.
Yo, real question though: is Zoro giving back the sword?
Giving back.
Is Zoro giving back Enma to Momo? I mean, that because that sword belongs to his dad. No, you know what I mean?
Isn't,
Like,
isn't,
isn't
isn't
it-
Momo
isn't it
rocking the
Yori's?
other one?
yeah,
what-
he
wouldn't
I
it go
thought
to
Enma's-
to?
Emma's
wouldn't it-
Emma belongs to Hiyori though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he already gave it. Yeah, because they each got one.
Yeah,
Okay.
he has the sword. Momo has his Ame no Habakiri or some shit like that. So it's his other sword.
I'm curious. Yeah, I'm curious what that sword does.
I doubt it's as demonic as Enma, but
Yeah.
It could be the opposite.
maybe it's like super smooth. But dude, that's like I think that is actually like maybe one of the best chapters in One Piece. Just the speech specifically and Thomas flashback. I don't want to skip off Momo too fast, but like, dude, this whole build up, and it's funny because Momo got Shinobu aged him up like I think 26 chapters ago or something like that.
Yeah.
So we were waiting like literally like 2/3 of a year, right? Just to
Just to see
Yeah.
the adult form. Yeah, we've been waiting a while.
so it was worth it. It was worth it.
It was perfect timing on Oda. Like, this was perfect. Like, everything to reveal his new design, you know, and then reveal himself to the audience, to us, and also to the people of Wano.
Yeah, and like just the direction of the chapter, like, you know how he comes from the smoke and shit, and these scabbards like slowly like they start to like they open up, and then now they're kneeling to him, and then you see his face later on, like the bottom part of his face when he's thinking about what Luffy said to him.
Yeah.
It was like all building up, and you're reading the speech. Oh my god, I'm not gonna lie, this for me was like it made the bitterness of if this is the end of Kaido, it made that bitterness of how I feel about it like wash away.
Yeah, I felt like that was the case for a lot of people. You know, I was
Yeah.
scrolling the hashtag and looking at the comments on Reddit, YouTube, etc. And a lot of people, even ones that were a little bit disappointed by how it ended. You can't be mad at this chapter. Like, this is everything that the past couple of years have been working for coming to fruition. Like, you literally can't be mad at this chapter, and there's still a lot to look forward to. You know what I mean? But that's getting ahead. Otama, the GOAT. I said the other girl cleared her, but now Otama came back. Otama came back swinging. I can't front.
Bro, I had a feeling.
He heard you, bro. Oda heard you talking last chapter, and he's like, I'll say less. Bro. I'll say less.
He definitely heard me because she gave Otama a godlike flashback. This joint had me tearing up a little bit. I can't lie.
Yep.
It was really beautiful the way he made everything pan out. Otama's completely breaking down in Nami's arms. It's beautiful.
It's fucking so. And then she like told the Speed or whatever the girl's name is like, I wish I would see you more as a mom.
Yeah.
That shit.
Oh
like,
yeah, that was a little heartbreaking.
That part hurt, bro.
Yeah.
That part hurt.
Also, thematically, it was appropriate too because Otama, she cried in front of Nami's arms, and both of them were orphans.
Yep.
And
Oh,
so
definitely.
it made it that much more impactful. Like that's something crazy to think about, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, definitely.
yeah, like they were both orphans. Did they both of their well, I mean, Nami, we never got an official word on her parents, but I think they said that they died in the battlefield or whatever. 'Cause
Yeah,
she was
in
found
war,
in the
Yeah.
in a war in
battlefield.
some country.
Yeah.
Yeah, that war. Yeah. So, and Otama's her folks died, basically being enslaved to Kaido. So that is a pretty that's a pretty touching parallel. That she cried in her arms and stuff. It's amazing.
And another parallel that I like too was the fact that both Otama and Momo, the new generation of Wano, both thinking about who influenced them and what they said to them, meaning like Luffy. Like when Otama first got with Luffy, talking about and Luffy saying like this won't be, like this don't treat like this is special because it's gonna be like this every day after we leave. And then Momo going back thinking about what Luffy asking him like, are you a figurehead? Like what are you? Like goes to show you how much influence Luffy has had on these two characters and just in the world of One Piece. Obviously, he's the main character, but like we barely see him in this chapter, but motherfucker has some like great ass quotes.
He's the
yeah,
goat, bro.
100%.
He's the absolute goat. I actually reread Act 1 like a few days ago, and like I was waiting. I read it one night and I finished the morning after. Like Tama's backstory, like they kind of go into it, but not really. Like he talks about how she has to sell hats or whatever, and then when she gets sick to give Luffy her food, and she drinks some water to cool her stomach. That's what makes her sick. That's why Luffy even goes to the city or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about it, and when Luffy first got on the island, he fucks with these random guys, and then Tama appears and she tames the baboon or whatever. And after seeing Luffy dummy these niggas that work for Kaido, she like surrenders. She like has her hands up and stuff, and Luffy's like, "What the hell are you doing?" She's like, "This is the surrender pose. Can't you tell I'm surrendering?" And I don't know how I didn't notice it. I think I read this shit like 4 years ago. I was a bit younger, but now that I read it, I'm like, dude, this shit is like traumatic. Why does like an 8-year-old have to talk about surrendering, right? So
That's her first instinct and whatnot. Yeah.
yeah, it's like it makes like no sense to think about how sad that is. But now I'm glad we got this for her, you know.
For sure.
100%. Shout out to Tama. That's the goal right there. She's neck and neck with what's his name?
Otaka.
I might have to give it to Tama because I remember her name. No cap. That's tough. Yeah, good stuff for her. I want to talk about Luffy a little bit. We do see a still of him smiling in recovery, but earlier, let me see Yamato. We also have to talk about Yamato too.
Yeah.
But while Yamato's talking to them, she says, "So is Luffy gonna be okay? His battle was so intense in that form of his." How are we feeling about Luffy? Is he making a complete recovery?
I don't see why not.
I think so.
You don't think there's gonna be any drawbacks, or he's gonna be up and new power up?
I mean, yeah, because they kind of just did this like with Gear 4 too. It's like, oh, he's knocked out for a couple days. Big baddie shows up while he's knocked out.
We do have to remember his status before he got his power up, though.
What do you mean?
I don't remember if they said his heart wasn't beating or something like that, or he had like, I don't remember exactly what but he was definitely down for the count in a real bad condition.
Oh yeah.
Before the Joy Boy revive.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like he's gonna be on like some MC shit though. I feel like it's gonna be fire. Like I don't see anything crippling Luffy or making him not 100% going into in-game One Piece. I just don't see that happening. Like realistically.
Okay.
Yeah, about Luffy, I think, you know what I found funny about the last 2 chapters is that obviously there's a debate about if it's over or not, and I feel like the last 2 chapters Oda's given us the Luffy knocked out but smiling face, you know, he's like focusing on that shit twice. It's like, dude, that shit is GG. But yeah, he's smiling, he's chilling, and although his heart wasn't beating before, I guess the revived him or some shit like that. Bro, he looked like he was chilling in Gear 5. Like when he was scrapping Kaido, like attacks didn't really look like they were hurting him or anything like that. I'm not really worried about him. But what I do find funny is that like Luffy's knocked the fuck out, right? And everyone's like, "Oh, how's Luffy gonna do?" And then Luffy's like, Zoro's like KO'd beside him. No one's talking about him. It's like, bro, worry about the nigga that saw death, bro. This guy's cut up.
Yo, he definitely did see death.
He
I
actually
forgot.
saw death. Yeah.
Literally saw death.
Bro, this is his second scrap in this whole arc, bro. Like this nigga, yo, help this nigga, bro. Nah, I found that funny. That he was like KO'd and
Nah, but watch, yo. Once Zoro gets up, he's gonna be like, "Damn, Luffy died 3 times. I gotta die another time, yo. I gotta catch up to him." Like, fuck.
Wouldn't even be
Yo,
surprised, no cap.
Yeah.
I thought this was like such a fucking fire chapter.
Yamato, Straw Hat, officially?
I think so.
Huh?
Yeah.
I think so.
I feel like we're getting okey doke a little bit.
Do you think that Luffy is gonna say no when Yamato asks?
I don't think so.
No, but who does he? But here's the thing: who has he ever actually said no to that wanted to join the crew?
Right. So you think it's gonna be a different something else is gonna happen that's gonna different circumstance gonna pop up that makes her not join the crew?
Potentially. It's
Okay.
not like guaranteed. I don't think that I'm not saying that Yamato won't join the crew. That's not like a hill I'm willing to die on because I mean anything can happen at this point.
Yeah.
I'm just weary. Like I'm not taking what she says at face value because I mean Jinbei kind of said it himself. He's like, let's wait till Luffy wakes up before we make any official confirmations. And to my mind, what that means is, okay, let's wait till something happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, not necessarily. For
I can
Luffy
see
to
that.
wake
I can
up.
see how
Yeah.
that could lead to being a segue to something happening. That could. I see it. I see a thought process. I respect.
Yeah.
I will say though that right now, Kaido and Big Mom are defeated. Quotation marks. Luffy and the Straw Hats are a top 5 crew in the world right now. Top 3 crew in the world right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So Yamato joining makes sense, at least strength wise. You know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of people that were non-Yamato believers for the crew, one of their main reasonings were that she didn't have a role to fill. You know, everybody has a specific role or whatever.
Yeah.
But I feel like they could be at a point where they just need power. They need powerhouses.
Well,
We're getting
I
into
think
the end game. You know what I mean?
I agree with you there, but I think she would play the role of historian, just like Odin was logging in everything, you know, of his journey with Whitebeard and Roger.
My only complaint with that is that he would only catch. I guess it doesn't really matter. It's just she would only catch up to from this point forward.
Yeah, of course, but I mean they have like their, you know, like the paper and stuff. Obviously, it's not a first-person perspective, but from going forward, just like how Odin's was, you know, like we get to see like
definitely a
Luffy's
possibility.
adventure. Yeah, that's what I think.
My thing with Yamato that's got me wondering is like, where does she fit on the power scale? Like, is she?
Bro,
does
the
that
Straw
make
Hats
Sanji-
are
I think
powerful. Who
Does
cares,
that make
bro?
Sanji not big 3 anymore? 'Cause
No,
he stays big 3.
Stop.
No,
Cut the cap.
listen,
Cut
bro.
the
Listen,
cap.
I'm just saying.
Oh my goodness.
I'm just saying, Yamato's strong as shit.
Definitely.
I thought the exact same thing when Jinbei joined the crew. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I thought Jinbei was stronger than Sanji until Sanji got.
Even Sanji thought that too, because when they were running in Onigashima earlier, because Jinbei was with Luffy and Sanji's like, oh, that's my job, but Jinbei took care of everything. And then Sanji's I'm falling behind.
Look,
that's my thing with Sanji is like, is he still gonna be big 3 when Yamato's in the crew, bro? Like,
look.
I'm not
Bro,
just.
like,
Sanji's my favorite. Sanji's my favorite in the big 3. So like, I love Sanji. I'm just saying.
Don't worry, bro. I got you. Don't worry. I got you. Look. All you gotta do is just realize this. Oda will, if Sanji is weaker than Yamato at this point, he'll just simply write him to be stronger than her by the end of this arc. And you know how that's possible? Because we are not done Okay, it is
yeah.
not over yet.
Oh yeah.
It is not over. So
Here's
if
this
you
was coming.
believe, so
We
if
got,
you
we got the
believe,
propaganda.
so
Here's-
if you
You did it to
believe,
yourself, D3.
I did.
You
if
started
you-
it. Oh, shit.
if you believe that Yamato by the end of this arc should be weaker than Sanji, then you're on my train, baby. You're over here on this team.
Oh my goodness.
Because that's the only way that can end
Callie,
this
please.
arc. There's another
Can't even say
opponent for
nothing, that's
Sanji to eventually get stronger.
Then I thought
Yamato.
Wano was done.
Callie, get
I
mine.
said Kaido wasn't getting back up.
And it don't even have to necessarily be that Kaido is getting back up. It don't even have to be that. But I'm just saying Wano isn't over. And why?
I
Oh, go
hope
ahead.
Kaido doesn't get back up, but Wano continues so we both win, and this debate stops every week.
Yo, literally, but
It's
okay.
at this point, I'm the only soldier left, and that's fine.
I haven't given up. How did you make that decision for me?
Yeah, that's
Oh,
what I'm saying.
okay. But you low key. You're right. No.
My goodness.
I low-key won. I
You're
low-key
right.
won.
You're right.
I
I'm
definitely
sorry.
said
I'm
like
sorry.
last week and the week before that I thought Wano was gonna keep going, just not with Kaido.
Yeah, no, DT did have been saying that. But with the Sanji thing and the Yamato's place on the crew, I'm not gonna go as far as to say, oh, it's because Wano's not gonna end, not over. But what I will say is that, like, I think that like that party said about how that big three shit, like, it will just continue. You know, like, I don't think we should be worried just because, like, bro, it's fucking Sanji. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Like,
I get that. But
Yeah, we got
Yamato's
the best
so
five now, bro.
strong. Like it's crazy how strong she is, dude.
yeah, and I think one of my favorite analyses of the big three is that it's I think it will continue to be a strengthening. I think Sanji will end the story being the third strongest in the crew. But I think my favorite thing about the big three is that it's their, like, it's how they interact with the rest of the crew that makes them the big three. You know, like the hierarchy of command is always Luffy, Zoro, Sanji. You know what I'm saying? And they've been shown to, you know, take leadership roles when Luffy's not there. So I don't think we have anything to worry about on that.
Yeah, I actually
even though
really,
Yamato is strong as shit.
yeah, I agree with the fact that a lot of people just categorize the big three on strength, when I think it's a lot more
guess
than that.
Yeah, I guess
Well,
that's my bad that I was looking just on the perspective of strength.
And I
Well,
think even in
well,
strength, you will be okay. That's what I think.
Wait.
Eventually.
To be fair, it is mostly based off of strength because
Yeah,
they're
without a
not.
doubt.
Their name is not even technically the big three. It's the Monster Trio.
Yeah.
And you call it the Monster Trio not because you're friendly with everyone, because you're some motherfucking monsters in this bitch. Like,
That's true.
so,
That's true.
You spin it.
so, yeah. So
And I think he'll stay that way.
Because
Yeah.
going off of YHuss saying, like, if that's the case, then I feel like Jinbei is definitely, you know, touching that big three. Like, because everyone goes to him. We'll start to go into him, you know, on the ship and stuff. Because Jinbei is Mr. Reliable, bro. That motherfucker.
Yeah, and even from an outside standpoint, Jinbei has more notoriety than
Yes.
than at least Sanji. I don't, maybe not Zoro anymore, but like he like it's gonna be an upper tier. But I always think that Monster Trio will always remain.
Agreed.
No matter what, it just can't go any other way.
yeah, at this point, it's not even about whether whoever joins the crew will they eclipse the Monster Trio. It's just simply who will just add more to the Straw Hat strength entirely. That's all it's about. So Yamato, she will just make the power of the Straw Hats so much top tier as a whole.
Speaking of strength on the crew, bro, like my nigga Frankie is so strong, bro. I was talking to my brother about this yesterday, bro. Like, it's ridiculous how strong Frankie has gotten on the crew, bro. Like,
yeah, I wish he had more shine, bro.
that nigga's insane. I was watching the episode with
Last week, right?
I'm a little behind on the anime with him fighting with Sasuke, I think.
Yeah, the Triceratops.
Yes, bro.
That shit was done. That animated super beautifully, bro. That shit was OD.
Oh yeah, definitely. And that's another thing too. The Straw Hats, they don't even have to necessarily hit commander level. I mean, if they're Toby Ropo level, that's amazing. Like, I think that sometimes
they beat the Toby Ropo, so they even higher.
Yeah. So I mean, I think that like, because of the fact that we've been dealing with Yonkos, and obviously they're the biggest bat, that we lose perspective on the lesser, but the lesser is still incredibly strong. So we got Robin up there. You know, she almost basically solo Maria by herself. Basically, you got Frankie that soloed by himself. Jinbei soloed by himself, and Jinbei's was the easiest.
Easiest, bro. That
Yeah,
shit was a wash.
that shit was ridiculous. 100%.
Yeah.
Bro, yo, fuck out of here.
Right. So I mean, at this point, who's left that you might have to worry about? Maybe Chopper, Brook, Nami, Usopp, and Nami got a nice power up.
She did.
So the only people that we have left to worry about is Usopp. Really, it's just Usopp for real. But you got Brook, who still hasn't like done like a concrete fight. I don't even know at this point if he's going to get one. And then
I don't think so.
And then Chopper, who, by the way, he's been holding out a little bit against like some big names, even though he's been getting clobbered at the end because they're like GG, like LOL, GG's, bro. But
I've had enough.
But think about it with Chopper though. Like motherfucking Chopper is like worrying about everyone, healing motherfuckers while also fighting at the same time.
Yeah.
And like making a fucking antidote at the same time while being infected with the shit. Like Chopper was OD. Like during that whole time, it's ridiculous. All the shit that he was going through, and he's still on his feet doing his shit too. You know, like.
He had a big role in this arc.
How I think Usopp would get the power up realistically without making him super insane. I think his what's it called? What's his slingshot called? Kabuto, I think. I think my idea or my head is that his Kabuto gets a devil fruit, not him.
That'd be OD.
He gets to use that devil fruit through the slingshot. Like I remember, I talked to my brother about that, and I saw a TikTok like 2 days after where somebody was like theory crafting that his slingshot would get, I think, the beetle fruit, or like he could fly on it and like use the horns of the beetle to like shoot through the slingshot of the horns while the beetle was flying like that. Like I think that's how you make Usopp strong without making him broken, because you can still keep Usopp as the weak one but still have his like Kabuto as like being insanely strong like he always hypes it up to be.
Yeah, I think too, because like, dude, if anyone got done dirty, like low-key it's Usopp, because Chopper and Brook were in Whole Cake Island. So it's okay if they don't have a huge role, even though I think Chopper had a good role in this arc.
Yeah.
Like, because it's okay, because they're in Whole Cake Island, they did their thing, especially Brook, right? But in this arc, so Usopp missed an arc, he was in Whole Cake, and then in Wano, he did a few things throughout, like throwing the kibidongos and turning the gifters around or whatever, talking to the samurai before Izo saves him. But I think that's not enough for Usopp.
That's why I think this next arc
we need some big
Usopp. It's gonna be an Usopp arc.
Yeah, Elbath arc is definitely gonna be the Usopp arc. I mean, like Usopp was big in Dressrosa, like bigger than we had anticipated. The whole God Usopp thing, you know.
Yeah,
but I feel like this was just
still like 300, almost 400 chapters ago at this point.
Agreed. But I feel like this was just a bad matchup for Usopp. Like this was all close fighting. Like motherfucker had no chance of sniping anyone. Like, and then all the fire just takes away from all his plant-based fucking attacks. Like, it was just a bad showing for Usopp.
Even then, I feel like there was maybe somewhere Oda could have thrown him in there, because like he got Haki in Just Rosa. That was like one of my favorite moments. Is like Haki in Just Rosa, and then even more than the God Usopp stuff. That moment when he saves Luffy, like.
That was
I feel
cool,
like that was so cool, and also I think Straw Hat's getting, like, the other Straw Hats learning hockey should be a thing more so. But anyway, that was so sick, and then like we haven't heard about it in 300 chapters, right? Like,
but bro, there's so many characters that he had to shine light on.
Yeah, I think that's kind of
like,
one of the.
We have the Akazaya 9. We have fucking Momo, Yamato. Like we have so many characters that had to get their due. Kid was fucking big in this arc. You know what I mean? Like, cause everyone counted him out, but like Kid really like made his claim as on par with Luffy and Law. Like, so it was definitely a lot. I mean, not saying Usopp wasn't disappointing this arc. I agree, but like it's not gonna be everyone.
I feel like that's something.
He'll get a shot.
I feel like some people have an issue with in this arc is that like the Straw Hats are coming in as like closers. Like they're like, bro, get this shit done. You know what I'm saying? People, a lot of people, the Scabbards and their plight isn't as like emotionally, stimulating as like Water 7, for example, when it's the Straw Hats, right?
Yeah.
Like, and their internal issues and stuff like that. So, like, I feel like not having that was what they were, because the whole Gropo and the All Stars and stuff. It's like, yo, we just need you to scrap these things. That's it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like that's like something. Well, it kind of is what it is, right? But just my point is that maybe even then the Straw Hats didn't get enough. You know what I'm saying? That's part of it. That's part of why some of the Straw Hats didn't get enough, but it is what it is. But I want to point out, actually, because something you said reminded me, was that in this chapter, I feel like I got a lot of what the scabbards were representing to the people. Because I was thinking, one of the big things about, you know, the theory that Kaido's getting back up and that there's not enough Wano is that just because Luffy isn't fighting Kaido, like they're not going to see Kaido get smoked in front of them. That was one of the big things people talked about, right? And probably me and myself, and me and Strawhat Mod brought up in episodes before, was that we need Kaido to get knocked out in front of people, just like every other arc. But and people were saying like, oh, if they just go and tell them, it's not going to be as impactful. But I think this chapter kind of disproves that, right?
Yeah, it definitely changed my mind on that. But real quick, let me ask y'all something. Do y'all think Ashura Doji is actually dead?
Bro, I was gonna bring that up earlier, but then I forgot because they don't show you him. Yeah.
Like we can they don't show Izo. They don't show Izo, but we can make an inference that Izo's probably getting treated. But Ashura Doji, you know, back when he got sliced by that Odin fake, they put emphasis to say like, oh, maybe he was actually dead. Now we brushed that off before, like, oh, he ain't actually dead.
I think
he ain't here. Is he dead?
I think so.
I don't think I brushed it off back then. I'm not gonna lie. Like, cause like,
for real?
Exploded. Yeah, cause like the last nigga that was in the bomb died too, right? Pedro.
Yep.
So I was like that was kind of. We've seen this before, you know.
It would be kind of. Let's be real. It would be kind of wild if like all the Akazaya lived throughout that entire fight. Like that would be kind of weird.
Agreed. I agree.
So, like,
definitely.
It makes sense for at least one or two of them to die.
You know what's funny? I think he was like he was like the worst one to die too, because he was in Wano for 20 years and he was a big part of illustrating to Kinemon that it's not going to be as easy as he thinks to get people on his side back when now that he's back. It's like, bro, we've been here for 20 years. 10 years ago we tried and we got smoked because we couldn't wait for you guys. And now 10 years later you think it's all peaches and cream and everyone's going to join your side. He was like a big emotional driver of the struggle in Act 1 and 2, and then this nigga dies in the end. Like, that's fucking tough, bro. Yeah, it's all.
I agree.
Kinemon and Kiku are fine now, right? Like, it's crazy that they're just well, actually Kiku's not walking, but Kinemon and Kiku are like up and going. But yeah, I think Ashura Doji is the one that might have kicked the bucket still.
Yeah, for sure. I think
so Oda only kills people in explosions.
And even then, Pell lived in Alabasta, so he's like 2 for 3. Right?
Damn, that's crazy. Even that ain't consistent. That's crazy.
Bro, I thought that dude was dead, man. I'm not gonna lie.
Bro, I need Oda. Yeah, I need Oda to start smirking folks, bro. I can't cap. I need a Straw Hat to die for real.
Bro.
Yo.
Look, that's how Usopp goes, bro. He goes out being a brave warrior of the sea, bro.
Let's go.
Like I said,
that's his dream. That's his dream, bro. Like, look, that's his dream.
You come over to my side, you might get that. No. Let me go ahead and address that because it's time.
Do your thing, brother. Do your thing.
It's time. Okay, so I wasn't here last week, so I know y'all were going ham about that.
Oh yeah, you weren't here last week.
Yeah.
Oh man, you definitely missed the ass whipping. I ain't gonna lie, kid.
Yeah, these guys are coming for you, bro.
Okay, all right. Now let me first of all say one thing. If it was just Kaido that died in that volcano, or supposedly died in that volcano, probably would have leaned like, okay, you know what? It's probably over then, because like that thematically makes sense. You know, Odin died through a boil and whatever, and Kaido, you know, same thing with him. But he got boiled through lava.
Yep.
This time though, Big Mom as well? No. I'm not convinced. Cause the thing is, if that's how it ended things with Kaido, that makes sense because he's supposed to resolve basically here in Wano. This is his arc, and everything, the fights, all that thematically boils down to Kaido. Big Mom played a role, but she's not like the main antagonist here. It's Kaido. But for Big Mom to supposedly die the same way, that has me not convinced that it's over. Whether they come out looking like monstrous or whatever else because it was lava or whatever, I'm just not convinced that it's over because Big Mom was included in that package deal. Like, how would you kill off Big Mom like that when she clearly has a lot of stuff to be resolved with Luffy? We never got that Luffy versus Big Mom fight that was hyped up throughout the entirety of the second half of One Piece. We got still many plot points between Katakuri when he was like, you're going to come back here, right, and defeat Big Mom. And he's like, of course, and stuff. And think about it, he never actually fought her once. Like he did like that one clash in the anime, but that was just in the anime.
Mm-hmm.
In the manga, he never clashed with her once at Wano, even though she was coming for his neck. So he's basically, and he told her, like, I don't have time for you right now. Kaido first, then you. But so a lot of me is just not convinced that it's over for both of them, just because they both died, quote unquote, the same way. And so, and on top of that, we got Elbaf coming up. Big Mom is probably going to play, or she's supposed to play some type of role into that, whether it's like post her being defeated by Luffy and stuff like that. Because I heard some theories that the Elbaf giants will be grateful for Luffy for defeating Big Mom and stuff, but he didn't do that. So there's just so much that is left unresolved. Oh, and the Big Mom pirates, like, they're still on their way up here. They still are supposed to come up here. What are they supposed to, like, are they supposed to come up here and be like, where's Big Mom? And they say, oh, she died in that volcano over there, bruh. And it's like, oh, wait, we don't believe you. Like, of course they're not going to believe it, but it's like, for me to be convinced that a Yonko crew member, just like how Kaido's crew didn't believe it, and they're still fighting, or some of them at least, but it will be more insane if the Big Mom pirates came up here and believed it right away and didn't like combat or whatever. But if they actually saw it themselves, like it's like something crazy happened to Big Mom, just like how the Whitebeard pirates saw what happened to Whitebeard and stuff like that, you know, to me that would be signified of like, okay, it's over. But and it's still mysterious too, because how they like hit the lava, like they didn't show them like going under like they did with Odin and stuff like that. So that's why I am a little bit on the fence about both of them being dead at this point.
I think no one here even thought that like that lava killed them or like did any. I feel like I think we agreed at least that like it lava is not like you gotta have hockey to damage these guys, right? Like they're monsters. And I think to me the big thing about it wasn't even like Big Mom to me, because I think Big Mom, if she had like in this arc, if she had lost to Luffy or if she was like defeated, I would feel better. But like, bro, they didn't even defeat her. Like they wrung her out on some Soul Calibur shit, right? So
right, yeah, exactly. So that's
hilarious.
why I mean, for real, it's like, so I don't see how like that. I feel like that's a good way to get them out of the picture, to have everyone believe it, including the audience itself, believe that it's over for them, when in all actuality it is not. So I am still not convinced. Now I'm not immovable, I'm not irrational. I do believe that if it was, I do have some conditions for whether if it's actually over, and really there's only one condition, only one, to let me know that it's over, not just for like the Wano situation in general, but for them specifically. And that's when the Act 3 curtains close. Yep. Because we still have not gotten that yet.
Yep.
Act 3 is supposed to end supposedly with the tragedy. Unless y'all believe that Oda just completely abandoned that. I don't think so. Yeah, I give credit to Oda as a consistent writer. Like when he's, at least in terms of when he starts something, obviously how this thematically ended between Kaido and Luffy is different from other arcs, but he didn't set a precedent earlier that it would be different, you know? So that's different within itself. But he set the precedents early when he did the Act 1 and Act 2. So why would he abandon it now, you know? So until I see that Act 3 curtain close, I'm not convinced. Now, if it does close and we don't see nothing with Kaido and Big Mom, y'all got me. It's over. My hands are up, and I have officially died on that. Like it's over.
No, but just like how Oda, like this moment, right? This chapter was perfect to reveal Momo, like as fully grown up. I know we said this before, like last week and the week before. This is definitely Oda setting us up, because next week, before we go on break, he's gonna break our hearts.
Right,
I don't know. I don't know
that
how.
too.
And that's how he's gonna end the act. I just feel it in me. Like it just like it's perfect storytelling. Maybe they come back, they go to murk Momo, Kinemon steps in, and he gets murked. I don't know. Because I know last week I went crazy and I said Momo's gonna get murked and Alcaina's gonna pop out, you know. But
Oh no, not like that. Not, bro. Not
You
the fist.
You
Not the
weren't here for that.
fist.
Yeah,
Oh.
he was on some shit.
He was
last
all
week.
time.
No.
Don't worry,
Bro, okay. I know I might seem pessimistic, but that's pretty. That's pretty
Yeah, that's
dark.
like everything.
I
was
said,
fine.
worst case scenario, the Momo gets killed right now, bro, in front of everyone after getting revealed, yo. But
Not the idea that we out of nowhere Momo's walking back and then you just see Akainu right there with the fist through the
coming from the volcano, bro.
bro, I'm done.
It's
I'm
not
done.
happening. It's not
Okay,
happening.
let's not even give that shit too much discussion.
No,
So
yeah, it's not happening.
Before I did say though, like it would be crazy, like Big Mom, Kaido both come out, both awaken, and go to kill Momo, and then the scabbards all like one of the scabbards takes it and then they die or whatever, or Kumurasaki, who knows? I'm just saying,
Yeah.
but like that would be the first, like, cause like we've been saying, this shit Kabuki play is supposed to end in tragedy. This would be the perfect way to end Act 3, and then like we don't know what the fuck's gonna happen.
And also, I want to point out, if you remember, Mr. Morris point this out too, but if you were a weekly reader, which I wasn't at this time, but if you were a weekly reader at the time of Marineford, when I had to go back to verify this, but yeah, when the chapter the chapter where Luffy actually saved Ace and uncuffed him, and they were free, and the chapter ended. You probably thought back then that they were going to get away, probably. And then there was another chapter where
Definitely.
Whitebeard that ended in with Whitebeard saying, "Everybody go, I'ma hold them off," and Ace is saying thank you to Whitebeard and stuff, and Whitebeard is doing his thing, and he's laughing or whatever, and that's how the chapter ended. So you probably thought with those two chapters of relief that that they were going to get away, and maybe the Whitebeard was going to die. But then what happened? Next chapter,
Ooh.
yeah, and that
He's
was
got
at
murked.
the end of that chapter. So and I was like, what? Basically 2 to 3 chapters later from Ace being saved. I mean, bro, we are. I'll tell you, next week that's break. That Act 3 has not ended. Don't be bamboozled. Y'all are setting yourselves up for failure. Don't do it. Like,
I
saw.
No, I was just saying I could definitely see something happening. I was on the same board as I thinking Kaido's done, but something else could pop. I think everybody here is in agreement that there's a tragedy that's gonna occur before this act ends or whatever. It's just a matter of what that tragedy is gonna be.
Yeah.
Facts.
Now, like I said, the whole Kaido thing, I mean, like I said, once we see that Act 3 thing close for good, I am completely off that Kaido train. It's over for him, at least. He's probably dead, or if not, he ain't coming back till way later or whatever.
Endgame,
Whatever those cases are.
Yeah.
But it's still his arc. The Marines, I don't see them evading quite yet. For some reason, like it feels like it just doesn't feel right that the Marines are going to invade yet. It could happen.
I
but
also don't think that would really be a threat because Zhao's looking the perimeter. So
yeah, that too. So that's why I don't believe that they're the tragedy that's coming either. So like you said, what is that exactly? Could it be now? The tragedy could be just Big Mom coming in simply, and Kaido's remaining dead. And she's murking people, but I mean, like I
think
said,
that's the outcome. I think my bad. I was about to talk and I just lost my whole train of thought. I could definitely see a couple of like realistic possibilities. Like, realistically speaking, I think that me and Mr. talked about it the other day. The ash from the volcano erupting.
Yep.
That could be a threat to the mainland of Wano. You know what I mean? Because volcanic ash is very poisonous.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I know you guys aren't on this train, but Luffy's condition could also be a tragedy.
Like getting worse.
Like he's gonna die.
Like I know, like you guys. I know you guys think that he's just gonna pop back up like MC powers, but I do think he was in a really bad state before he got that power up, and now I don't know, man.
You know, Kali-
Wait. Hold up. I think he might be onto something though, because guess what? There were a lot of people that were theorizing at one point that Law was going to die and
Correct.
giving his life. to
Law was gonna give
Is
his life
that
to
what
Luffy.
this
Yup.
is?
Yup.
Is that what this is?
Oh
But
shit!
doesn't Law's power make that person like immortal?
It's
Yeah.
eternal.
It is.
youth.
I think it's
Eternal.
Eternal. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's eternal youth rather than it's like perennial youth or something like that. But I think
So
I think
does
one
that
thing.
mean- so
Well,
what
it
is-
doesn't mean you're like invincible. It just means you like.
you look young forever, or like as
You
I
stay
don't know,
young
I don't
forever?
fucking-
I don't know.
fucking know.
We actually
But-
don't know. I ain't
I
gonna
thought
cap.
it was immortality. I thought it was.
See, I just hope it's not immortality because I don't want One Piece to go down the road.
Nah,
of
cause I
Luffy
remember
solo.
I was watching like one of the rivalries that the YouTubers do, and one of the people who spoke Japanese, she said like the immortality, like that's like not a perfect translation, and a better one
Okay.
is perennial youth. So I was like that makes more sense to me.
Okay, that's
I'm-
interesting.
I'm not really on that. I'm not really on that law train. 'Cause I don't want Law to die, but I think to me, like Kyle, I think what you said about Luffy has a lot of merit because every single one of his gears has a drawback at first.
Of course.
2, 3, and 4. So
Yep.
5's not going to be free, especially if it made him rise from the dead.
Yep. But I mean, this also makes sense though, because what happened during Wano with Law? He was like questioning, like, what do I do next? You know what I mean? Like this was his end game. Like defeating Kaido was like he started the whole thing in Punk Hazard with Luffy and everything. So him like realizing, okay, I don't have anything else to do, meaning like his next step is to give his life to save Luffy. I mean, it makes sense. At least to me, it does.
No,
Yeah,
I agree.
it's just a matter of what exactly the power up you get from ultimate ability or whatever. What exactly
Yeah.
Luffy gains from it. That's the really only matter.
I think
Let
to
me-
go back to the idea of like the what's happening, what's going to happen next in the like what's going to have everyone's attention and what's going to be the tragedy. I think one thing I read that I didn't know how to feel about, I still don't really, is that every portion of Wano, Hakumai, Kibi, Curry, they all have like a light, like a what's the word I'm looking for? A light screen snail. Fucking
Yeah.
I'm talking about the actual word for it. A projector.
Oh, I was about to say
Yeah.
projector snail or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah. So they had the projection up of the capital. So all eyes are on the capital right now. Like,
exactly why it would be
something
perfect
happen.
tragedy, bro.
Yeah, it's like the stage is set. I don't know. Like it could be the stage was set for Momo, or it could be like the next big thing that everyone's like, oh fuck.
Next
Wait,
chapter starts off with his
there's
head
also-
getting cut off, bro.
There's also another possibility. I mean,
chill.
Blackbeard. I'm sorry. My head is going.
No, I was telling Mr. Chill. He said next chapter Momo's gonna have his head cut off. It's like, bro.
Bro, oh my goodness.
How did I only hear?
But I do think that there's also a possibility that no one has talked about yet, and that is Blackbeard being there.
No,
Because he
well,
still-
we brought it up last week that there's a possibility of a third party, intervening. So, I mean,
Because
Blackbeard's a good one though.
Yeah, I mean, he did say, the world government ain't gonna, take it. I'll take it. I mean, he could be referring to Kaido and Big Mom's devil fruit,
Right.
for all we know.
I'm just wondering, did he say that before or after? I think it was before the Akainu said we're not gonna go in, right? I think
Yeah.
that was like
Yeah.
the chapter before that.
Yeah.
So I would have been interesting if like he said after, because then maybe he might have like spies in the Marines, some shit like that. But yeah, no, I'm wondering what that thing is that he's talking. It could be Wano. Yeah.
But I never asked y'all. So, do y'all believe that Big Mom and Kaido are actually dead? Like good? Like it's over?
No,
So-
I think we agree that like Lava's not gonna do shit to them.
Yeah,
Okay.
Laba's not gonna kill him. I just don't think Kaido's gonna be in a condition to fight, and I feel like Big Mom's gonna bail.
Agreed. Yeah, that's definitely. Private Sparrow's gonna be like, "Yo, Mom, we gotta get the fuck out of here, bro." Like,
Yeah, the
Like-
Marines are on our tail, like
Yeah,
Luffy's going crazy.
I feel like Marines are gonna show up. Big Mom's gonna be like, "All right, shit's too much for me. Get the fuck out. Fuck you, Kaido." Just all that good stuff, and just leave.
Yep.
Because
She's a crazy bitch. She's a crazy bitch. Though.
I
She
could
is.
be wrong, but isn't Big Mom's ship still technically at the bottom of the waterfall? Because Marco knocked
I
it down
think
again.
they got back up. If I'm not
Did
mistaken.
they get? I think.
Wait,
no,
Marco
I
knocked
think
down again, eh?
Marco knocked it down again, and guess what? Big
Yeah.
Mom and Kaido are at technically the bottom of the waterfall. She could just bust through the wall and get to the ship and get out.
Yeah, but Marco did say when he knocked it off, by the time you guys get up here, it will be a new era.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like if the shit's
Only,
still down
only,
there, if I-
only Petals got off at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm saying
Yeah.
Petal could come to the rescue.
Maybe, but for
I mean,
I do want to say that I think my personal thing is that I don't give a fuck if it's over or not. If we see the next arc, there's a tragedy or not, bro, my man Kaido cannot go out like that, bro. And like, the guy is, I think he eventually be the best villain.
Bro.
The sickest. I can't go out like that, bro.
Bro,
Can't
you're
go out
talking
like that,
about Kaido like this not Monkey D. Luffy, bro. Come on.
Luffy's the GOAT, bro. Luffy's my guy.
Goat.
Trust.
Like,
he's
I
the GOAT.
don't get what y'all mean by Kaido can't go out like that. Like he,
Bro,
he went out like
Okay,
a G,
I
bro.
think.
Like, don't understand.
I
Bro,
think
that's not
because
Kaido,
the
that's Luffy.
I think that's because the Yonko name is so much. It's so revered. It's so. It means so much in the world of One Piece that it doesn't feel like that this is the way that a Yonko would go out. And that's
honestly,
why.
I don't even
that thought.
care like how he loses or that the fact that Luffy punched him to death. Like I don't care about his strength. I can't believe that's all that we got of his flashback. Like I said, I know it's been spaced out a little bit. Like we saw King talking about Joy Boy, but in the end, those two flashbacks were the same thing. It was King telling him, "I think you're Joy Boy," or like, "Do you really think I'm Joy Boy still?" or whatever. And then the last thing he said, it was Tim thinking about King, and like, "Yo, I think I know who Joy Boy is." That was what he thought. Like, those were the same flashback. We could have one, but not the other. My point is that we never got to see why he feels like people would betray him or whatever. Like, I feel like maybe his people giving him to the Marines might be that, but it wasn't treated as this big thing. Like,
Again,
and-
bro, I feel like you're gonna see that in like Rock's backstory.
Yes.
Well,
exactly.
wait.
but I'm not worried. But I'm not worried about Kaido then. I'm worried
Why
about Kaido
has it-
now. You know what I'm saying?
Wait,
I
YHuss is
get that,
spitting.
but I get that, but I feel like the betrayal thing could be from something that happens while he was in the crew.
But
with them.
wait, but no,
think about-
YHuss is
no,
spitting, though.
think
Why
about-
would they? Why would they go into a Kaido specific thing during Rock's thing? That during Rock's flashback, that should be a more Rock centric flashback.
I feel-
With some glimpses
Yeah,
of
I feel like
of
Rox's
Kaido in there.
backstory is gonna be built around all the Yonkos, though. I don't feel like it's just gonna be just
Like
built around centered
why
around
they
Rock's
formed and shit.
I
Yeah.
feel like
Well,
it's gonna
I'm
be
not
why
worried about why they formed.
why they,
I'm really not
like-
worried about why they formed though, because even after he was done with Rocks, when he met King on Punk Hazard, I think that was after Rocks, if I'm not mistaken. I might be bugging. Like,
Yeah, it was,
timeline-wise,
it was.
I believe it was after Rocks, right? He still had that light in his eye saying, "I'm the only one who changed the world. I don't give a fuck about Rocks. I want to know what happened after that. Why is he this depressed drunk? Why does he feel like
Right.
he can't
'Cause
defend his,
you really-
why does he feel like
'cause
he can't defend his tower?"
Because D3, you really think they're going to go into that specifically more in depth when we get the Rock's backstory? Like, I just don't
Partially,
see
yeah.
that.
I don't
Because
see him going super in depth, but I feel like when they do the backstory, it's gonna be kind of a
And
look
that's the
up
thing
on
to
all
me.
the Yonkos that are with
The-
it.
the thing
That-
is, we never, when Whitebeard was at Marine Ford and we saw like his flashback or whatever and stuff, we got expedition through other people of what he was like when he was younger and stuff like that, and his motivations, like what Marco said and everything to Nekomamushi and all and other people and stuff. But when we actually got the Odin flashback, they didn't go into depth about Whitebeard. They didn't really. It was still a Odin flashback. It was more about Odin's motivations and stuff when he was holding on to the rope for Whitebeard's ship and stuff to prove to Whitebeard that he wanted to be there and everything. Like, that was an Odin centric thing, and they didn't really go into depth about Whitebeard's motivations or how he is and stuff like that. So why would we expect that when it came to Rocks and Kaido?
That's how I feel. Like, to me, I'm not worried about seeing it just to see it. I'm worried about it because I want Kaido to like have a conclusion that's super satisfying. I want to see what he thinks in the end of this arc. I want to see what he thinks about Luffy, what he thinks about the world. Because I just remember, Doflamingo's flashback. That shit was like sad as fuck, right? And like his family, like he obviously was like naturally a wild kid, and he didn't take it the right way, his father, giving up the celestial dragon position or whatever. And then Katakuri had a good flashback, and especially, and Big Mom had a crazy fucking flashback. Bro, she ate niggas. Like that shit's crazy to me.
Yeah, she did. Yo,
Like,
cannibalism. That
Her shit was
crazy.
super sad. Her family left her. That's the beginning of her flashback. Her fucking parents leaving her in an island, like abandoning her, right? And then I just feel like this guy Kaido, bro. I need to see it. So that's why I think
they
tragedy
they
is
just
Kaido
blew-
getting back up. That is.
They just blew past all that, and like the motivate. And the thing about it is that Kaido, I mean, we still have not gotten the understanding of why he went to Wano in the first place. Like, he supposedly something was there at Wano, That I mean, and obviously, they.
Well,
can,
we kind of did though. The lady told them, right? Like like she told them like, oh, I have weapons. Like I have a proposal for you, right?
Yeah, but they
People
said,
shoot.
but didn't they also said that Kaido, you know, he wanted to go there because there's something they like.
That was later. Yeah. I feel like it's
Yeah.
kind of like it could have been something that happened later on. He realized, like maybe when he like about how important Wano is specifically, but like, you know what? You're right though. I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah. Because I don't remember, like, he tried to ask the nine scarabs like what he said. He wanted to ask them something, so he was happy that they were alive, so that he can ask them something. And I don't remember him even asking them something specific about Wano. And so like there's just so much left on the table between not just Kaido but King as well. Like it's just, I don't know if this is it. Like, I mean, I don't blame anyone if they think that this is it for Kaido. I'm not like,
Yeah, I've been waiting. I'm not gonna lie.
but I that's why I just don't personally. It doesn't feel right that it's over for him. You know, like
That's fair. That's fair.
But I get y'all's point of view. I completely understand, but like,
Also,
At the end of the day, we'll see in a few chapters.
yeah,
right?
we'll see.
yeah, we'll see.
Real quick, because I know YHuss brought it up last week about the first interaction between Momo and Hiyori, and I just want to say I loved when Momo, you know, at the end is doing a speech, and Hiyori's just crying, like biting her lips, and then
Yeah,
finally
it's
gets
cute,
to hug her brother.
Yeah.
That was nice.
Beautiful.
Um,
Momo's the goal, man. Momo's the goal.
Momo is indeed the GOAT, the new Shogun of Wano, and
Yes, he is.
the
Legend.
land
One of the
moved
best
forward.
chapters in the series.
Yeah, 100%.
Agreed.
Definitely
Agreed.
loved it. Anything else you want to talk about?
Cover page.
Cover
The
page
Germa escape.
Oh,
I
it
think
was.
it's
Okay,
done.
yeah. So we got all four of the Germa people.
Fire panel.
putting
Actually,
together
look at it for the
That's
first
the
time.
fire panel. That is.
I definitely
remember
paid
I
it no
started chapter.
attention. Yeah.
Yeah, I did the Cali thing like you said last week. I saw at the beginning of this time. I'm like, oh, it's Germa again. All right, let's see what happens in the chapter. Like, fuck that shit.
Right? Yeah. I mean,
Literally.
it's nothing crazy.
And yeah,
Some
now that I actually look at it, like nothing. Like, there's no real development.
No, yeah. That was
Yeah,
it.
because last chapter they were breaking them out, so we knew that they were gonna be free. You know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Is what it is. So
Yeah,
the only
sure.
thing that I could infer is maybe if, because we said last week that the panel where the two feet arrived in Chocolate Town, that's not where
Yeah.
these guys are being held. So we might
Yeah.
see a meeting between these guys and whoever the other two mysterious figures are.
Yeah,
That'd be sick.
That,
Agreed.
yeah, that's the only thing I could think of, though. Yeah.
Yeah, because they were in separate areas of Whole Cake. So yeah.
Well, I guess we'll just see what happens. Yeah, I guess that about does it for this episode of Strawhat Sitdown.
I think so.
Yeah.
Appreciate everybody that hung out today. Make sure you guys subscribe on the YouTube. Follow us on the podcast, on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, etc. We'll be back next week because once again, we got no break, baby. Hey.
No break, baby.
Hey.
Episode 25 next week, yo. Let's go.
Episode 25, baby. Quarter of the way to 100. Love to see
Also,
it.
shout outs to our international listeners because our international numbers are catching up to our domestic numbers, which is kind of
Wow.
crazy.
Definitely
So,
appreciate
awesome.
everybody in all countries that are
Yeah.
tuning in and supporting us.
Appreciate
Much
all
love,
y'all.
much love.
That's so crazy to think about. Wow.
Yo,
Hello, everyone.
France is almost like really up there. It's kind of
Bro,
crazy.
France and
Oh
One
yeah,
Piece?
France. Yeah,
bro.
France,
Yeah,
is
France
huge.
loves One Piece. It makes
I
sense.
think
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken, didn't One Piece make the national news for
They
them
did.
when the
Yeah.
Joy Boy thing happened
Yep.
with Luffy? Yeah, like man, it's like France loves One Piece, and I love it. You gotta love it.
And we hit Japan too, so
Yeah,
That's
love
it-
to
that's
see
just
it.
Hey, nice.
so well, we branching out, bro. Yo, thank you guys.
Thank you.
All right, much love. Appreciate everybody. All right, so we're gonna head out. Until next time, y'all take it easy, be safe, be healthy. We will see y'all when we see y'all. Take it easy, peace.
Later, guys. Peace. All right.